Hello. Hi there. Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. Just about right on time this week. How about that? We got sound. Good. Welcome, everyone. How are you doing today from rainy Southern California? Yeah, can you believe it? It is actually raining. I can hear the raindrops right here. I'm here in this little studio, and then we have our store area. Remember, I showed you some of that before I did the tour of the store. And then the front door is just like 15 feet away. I can hear the rain. I can hear it. See, Norma says, yeah, it is very wet in California. We finally are getting some rain. So welcome all of you to Take Two Tuesday. That is a surprising thing. So I had to talk about it for a lot of you. Probably rains a lot more where you live than here. So you're used to it. But for us in Southern California, it's a big deal. So rainy Southern California, usually I say sunny, warm, nice. But to be honest with you, we need rain. So it is good, a blessing. So anyhow, my name is Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. Once a week we get together and we do Take Two Tuesday. We look at some items from the Stamps of Life here, card making dies. Items, a lot of these you could use on your scrapbook pages. We have inks and cardstock and stamps and all the supplies for card making and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's what we do. We get together and we look at items from the past. Take two, we call it, our second look at some of these items. And a lot of you have these items already. So for those of you who have been with us for a while and you have these items, it's a little bit of a refresher for you because it's possible you forgot that you had them. And we don't want that to happen. We want you to use those things from the past. So there's, for some of you from the old times, and for some of you who are new to the Stamps of Life, this is all new stuff for you. So we're going to have some fun together. We're going to look at a couple of die sets today. One from June of 2021 and then one from August of 2022. So we're going about 3 years back and 5 years back. I'm going to highlight a couple things that are going on here this week to remind you. And then we will have we're going to do a crossword puzzle, a mini crossword puzzle. So it won't take too long. We'll do a crossword puzzle today. We'll do some fun facts for sunflowers. How about that? That will be interesting. And then we will end up with our good news. We'll do our little devotional at the end. We are in First John, not regular John. So almost to the end of the Bible. If you hit Revelation, you went just a little bit too far. But we're in First John chapter 2, towards the end of that chapter. Okay, if you want to read ahead or if you want to get your Bible. Ooh, what am I going to do? Oh, I have my Bible on my phone. I'm going to have to use my Bible on my phone because usually I bring my little iPad in here, but I don't have it with me. So let's check in with everybody here on the chat, see who is here. Vera is here, one of our regulars. Always awesome to see you, Vera. I know you always check in early. You see, I see that first 9:50 and Sylvie at 9:55, and there's Norma, Rochelle, and Rebecca. Diane is here. Karen, welcome all of you. Jeanette, Ruth Debbie's even here today. Janet Long, we're going to miss you, Ruth Debbie. You see one of our big things down below me, that ticker. We are having our store day here in Southern California this Saturday. It's finally here. Stephanie is going to come and demo, and we are going to have some fun. That'll be back in the back area. I'll put up a whole bunch of chairs. We'll have a little demo table for Stephanie, and I'm going to try to live stream that. So that should go out on Saturday morning. We're going to she'll probably start the demo around 10:30, something like that. Maybe 11, I'm not sure. But just watch for Stamps of Life to go live on Saturday. So you should be able to catch that. If it doesn't stream, perhaps for some reason, it will be recorded, okay? It will be recorded for sure. So Ruth, we're going to miss you because Ruth was one of our big supporters here when we have a store day, kind of like the life of the party. So we'll miss you. But for those of you who can make it, we're looking forward to meeting all of you. And especially when you come in, get a name tag. We'll have name tags. But introduce yourself to myself or Stephanie, because sometimes we know you by we'll see you on the chat, or maybe you send us a card or something like that. But we don't always connect that part with when we actually see you in person. So we want you to make sure you introduce yourself to us, okay? That's real important. What else did I left something else. I know I'm missing something else. So I've got the store day. Oh, for fun, I want to get you guys involved, so make sure you jump in the chat, okay? Now, if you are watching later and you want to add your comments, you can do that in the comment section below when you click replay, and you can answer any questions down below. But in the live chat, we need everybody to get involved, so it's real important. That makes it more fun. It is getting close to Halloween time, so tell me, even if you don't celebrate Halloween, it's fine either way. If you are into Halloween or you're not, or it's just another day, what are your favorite 3 candies when you think of Halloween or fall candies? Give me 3 candies that pop in your mind. Add that in the chat. I'm thinking my 3 favorite. I'm going to go Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. That will be one. And sometimes they give you those little tiny boxes of Milk Duds. And if you put them in the refrigerator and make them cold, those are really good. And what else? I kind of like Milky Ways too. So tell me in the chat, give me 3 of your favorite candies from that you think of when you think of Halloween time. There are other ones like Blow Pops or candy corn, M&Ms with peanuts, no peanuts, Baby Ruth, 100 Grand. I don't know. There's so many candies that I like, but those are the 3 I was thinking about. Peanut Butter Cup, Milky Way, and cold Milk Duds. Any of the chocolates actually cold, I like them better than when they're room temperature, and especially when they get melty, they're not as good. So make sure you answer in the chat. Everybody's got to have some favorite candies, so add that in the chat. That's for fun. Let me get rid of this down here below. Now, tomorrow is tonight and tomorrow are both big days, because tonight Stephanie will be doing a live. Do I have a, yep. Stephanie will be live tonight, 5 p.m. She's going to do the card kit reveal, but don't tell anybody, and don't tell Stephanie either. I'm going to do a little sneak peek right now, or in a couple minutes, a sneak peek. Don't tell anybody else though, okay? Only you and I will know. But I'm not going to show you the whole kit. I'm only going to show you one item from the kit. Don't tell anybody else. You can't tell, okay? Don't tell Stephanie, oh, I was on Take Two Tuesday earlier today and Ken already showed that. Don't say that. So this is just for fun, because you guys are my special friends and you're here hanging out with me. I want to make it worth your time. So I'm going to show you something special coming in the kit, okay? But don't tell anybody else, especially Stephanie. All right? Our secret. So we're going to show that in a minute. But Stephanie will do the card kit club review tonight. She'll show you everything. You don't want to miss that on YouTube, Facebook, and maybe Instagram. I don't know. It depends if I'm home or not. So watch that tonight, and she will also introduce the new items. There will be some new items on flash sale on the Stamps of Life website, so you don't want to miss that, okay? Set yourself a reminder, tell your friends. It'll be a fun time to go shopping. You'll get some good deals and some good products too. I've seen what is going to be new on the website. I think you're going to like these items, so make sure you stop by and check that out. Let's see. Now I got to see if my name is working. Yeah, that's good. Ken here at the Stamps of Life. Now I got to find the little banner at the top that says Stamps of Life. Got that. Awesome. We're on a roll. And then what else do I have to share with you? So I told you about the flash sale, the new card kit, the store day. I've gone through all of those things. So check out the website tonight. Oh, well, let's get to the fun stuff. I'm going to show you right now our sneak peek. I have it right here. Something kind of small. I'm going to show you over here on camera too. Okay. New card kit tomorrow. Okay. New card kit tomorrow. Some of my lights are not working so great today, guys. One of my lights has conked out. So if things look a little bit different, it's because it is a little bit different. But I'm managing. I found a backup light that's kind of working. So let me see if I can open this little item. So a new card kit tonight for, what are we in? October, the October card kit. All right. I am today shipping out, if you are a a Die Hard Club member or Stamp Club member, there are more stamps and dies going out today. You know, we've had a little bit of a problem this month, a little bit of delay, but more of them will be going out tomorrow. And I think by the end of this week, everything is going to be on its way to you. So thanks for your patience, and sorry. Hopefully this does not happen in November. We're trying to fix this problem, but you know, we had a bit of a problem with our stamp manufacturer this month. So here we go. I think you'll be able to see these, our sneak peek for the card kit coming up. Let's see if this works. Here we go. Sneak peek card kit. Don't tell anybody else. So that is in your card kit, coming tomorrow, starting to ship tomorrow. That's our secret. Okay, that's the most I can show you. I have a full kit here, but I don't want to get in too much trouble. So you get to see one item. You'll have to come back tonight for the rest. All right, we want you to do that. Come back and watch Stephanie when she is live tonight. Now, what were some of our answers? What were some of our answers for our candy question? Remember, what 3 candies do you think of Halloween time as being your favorites? Hi, Gloria. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Barbara says she likes candy corn. Stephanie loves candy corn. Reese's, like Reese's Pieces or Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. 3 Musketeers, those are all good ones. Janet says Reese's. I think you guys are meaning peanut butter cups. M&M's, Almond Joy. 3, you know, when I was a kid, I didn't like Almond Joy, but now I've gotten more of a taste for like coconut and the grittiness. That's okay. Candy corn, says Sylvia. Candy canes and Milky Way dark chocolate. Yeah, they make Milky Ways in all kinds of different flavors now, like compared to what they used to. Same thing with the peanut butter. Reese's peanut butter cups. It used to be just plain peanut butter. Now they have like jelly in it, and they have chunky, crunchy, all kinds of stuff. I stick with just basic. Lori says hello. Rochelle says s'mores. 3 Musketeers. Milky Way. Yep, those are our winners. Tina says M&M's. Twitters. What are Twitters? Twister. Is that like that licorice? I don't remember. Twitters. Dots. Yeah, dots are good. What else do I? Gosh. Oh, Twix. I like Twix. Those are good too. Beth says Twizzler. Oh, Twizzlers. That's what I was thinking of. That's kind of licoricey stuff, but it's just I think it's really actually just some kind of chemicals that they make look like licorice, but it tastes good. We did that. Rochelle said s'mores, peppermint. Don said peppermint, Cadbury, and M&M's. Tina's M&M Twitters, dots. I think I get that. Gloria says peanut butter cup, 3 Musketeer, Milky Way. Yep. Beth says is Twizzler, Snickers, Hershey bars. Yeah, those are good. Tina says Twizzlers. Nashua, peanut butter cups. Yep. Peanut M&M's. Yeah. Almond Joy. Rebecca, candy corn, M&M's, mini Snickers. Karen says, yeah, Milk Duds, right, are good. Baby Ruth, oh, that's a good one I forgot about. So there are so many candies, right? So many. Well, that was one of the fun things about when you had kids around the house. Like they would bring home a big bag of candy, and maybe you could just sneak a couple here or there for yourself. And they would have so much they wouldn't even know, right? They wouldn't even know. And besides that, it teaches them a lesson about sharing, right? They have to share with their parents or their grandparents. They should. All right, let's get rid of that and see what else we've got going. Okay, I think that's it for all our intro stuff. We're going to get started here with our first. I told you about the store day. Yeah, store day. That's coming up. And crafting corner. That's coming up Thursday. So don't miss that. But don't forget, sneak peek tonight. And I think I have a different logo I can put up at the top. Let me see if I can do that. Does that work? Oh, it does work. Cool. Okay, let's get rolling here. Our first item is a folded die set. It is the sunflower folded dies. Let me find when and where and all that cool stuff from June of 2021. June of 2021. All right, June of 2021. So you got to go ways back to find this one, probably if you haven't used it for a while. 4 years ago. It's got, I think, 6 dies. But let's check on the website. And let me change my name, get rid of my name there for a minute. And all right, we've got that. We're going to check it out on the website. And I do have a few card samples. And there are some fun different ways, some different ideas for me to share with you there. We're going to do that. Let me put that down there. And let's head over to the Stamps of Life website. So if you are looking for us, you see, oh, hey, what happened to that? Oh, that disappeared up at the top. Got it. So if you are new to us, just type in Stamps of Life or thestampsoflife.com. You'll find us on the internet. We've been around for 15 years. And this is what our website looks like if you're new to us. Here we go. Most of you have seen the website before, but if you haven't, so that's where you'll find us. And I can add my little face up there in the corner. Here we go. So we'll scroll down. This makes an A2 size card as far as fitting in an envelope, but the leaves maybe make it the width be A2 also. But otherwise, I think this, just the middle die, the main flower is not full A2, but if you add the leaves on and everything, I suppose it would be 6 set of dies. And there you have the different card samples that you can see. And you know what I learned when I did the fun facts about sunflowers? There are different colors of sunflowers. They showed like 3 different ones at least. I always think of yellow, of course, but there are some different versions. The little bee, that looks cute. And oh, I think I have that sample. So you can see, add it to a slimline, make it a shaker card. And as a basic A2 all by itself, that looks really nice. Look at those little water drops on that. How did they do that? Does anybody know how they did that? Add water drops to their little leaves and their flower? How do you do that? Maybe those are little clear dots or something like that, but doesn't it look like real water? That's pretty cool. You are blessed, it says. And this is one where you can just go with the basic when you cut it out, whatever color you get, but it'd be nice if you did some shading on that, on the edges of your leaves or your flower. And what else? And then right on the front of a card, on an A2 card. And on, ooh, that's fun, in the background of a slimline. So there are lots of different ways that you could use this. Of course, if you think of just the slimline or the fold it way originally, but there are lots of different options. You can see the variety there. And let's scroll down. There will be some other flowers here. Box it. The large box that I don't, because this flower can be kind of small. Well, maybe it would work, but you might not want to use the regular size box it, but maybe the small or the medium. And there's some other dies, and then you'll find the bees and the bugs and all that stuff, all on that same page. All right, let me show you the samples I have here in studio. And again, we have a good variety. We might have seen all these on the website, but they look a little more, even more interesting here when we have them with us in the studio. Oh, let me make sure I don't tear that one off. Which way does that go? There we go. All right. Now, let me check out our chat here. Oh, let me show you what we've got. Now, I don't know. Yikes, what a day. What kind of card would you call that, guys? Yikes, what a day. Like, it was awesome. It was an awesome day, or it was a crazy day. What kind of card do you think that would be for? Yikes, what a day. That doesn't give us any hints on the inside, so I'm not sure about that, but there's that one. And we have this on a slimline card there. You are my sunshine. Oh, that's really weird when I see myself in the back there. Oh, how can I? Let me try to move this camera a little bit. That is a monitor, but like I'm in triple version. Didn't really work, but anyhow. You are my sunshine. Very nice. Oh, graduation, CC says. Could be. Yikes, what a day. Hi there, says our little mouse holding his sign. That's the one with the drops. So look, I keep wanting to touch it. Is that water? Nope. Some kind of clear bead. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So that if you want to see those closer. So if you want to make it look like there's some sprinkles, like the dew that's on the plants in the morning. And this one's all glittery and real bright and pretty. It's nice. Look at that one. Sparkles. Ooh, clear epoxy. Don says yes. You're probably right. Look at that one. Sparkle. You can do a top or a side fold on this. A flower for you, my friend, it says. And one more. A hello card. Here it is on the side. So you can see how it opens up that way instead. And it says hello. And it's a shaker. It's a lot of fun ideas. Again, a good variety. Look at that. Shaker. Sparkles. Hi there. It's got those raindrops. Great variety. Slimline. And the mystery card, which, I dropped a card. Mystery card. Yikes, what a day. All right, so that's what I have here. Now, give me 1 second because I dropped a couple of those. And if I don't grab them right now, they will be lost and something bad will happen to them. All right, I got them back. Let's put those off to the side. Let's go ahead and get out our dies and do some die cutting here. And again, I want to welcome all of you. This is CC, it says down there in the corner, this folded is from June of 2021. The sunflower folded die set is from June of 2021. So 4 years ago, this came out originally. 4 years ago. And again, you can make top fold, side fold, 6 dies included. And I have a few different colors here that are kind of plant colors. Let's take a look at those and see what we can make quickly. And I got to switch over cameras. Boom, there we go. All right, we've got some leaves. We've got some, what can we do here? We might want to get some light green and some dark green. We'll piece this together real quick. Is that green? Nope. This is a real light green. That should work. So let's start with our leaves. And we're just going to kind of piece this together and see what we come up with. Again, I've got some sunflower colors there. And we'll start off with our leaves first and see how this looks. Again, this is something you might want to, we have sponges. Your sponges, you can shade the edges of all of these die cuts. It might really make a big difference. That shading really does add quite a bit, in my opinion. And just about all of these cards have some shading on them, so you can see how you have a color and it kind of just changes there at the end. So that would be the shading examples. They all look real nice though, but I think the shading does make a difference rather than the one color that we're going to get when we cut it out. So here's another example, so you can see it's a little bit darker there on the inside as opposed to the outside, but that will make a big difference in all of your card. Just adds more interest, your card making. So this will be the background kind of the leaves. Let's start with that. We'll do the light color there. And to save us some time, I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. We can run everything through at once. And I might just need this. I can save this larger piece for something else. So we'll use this for the background of our leaves. And we'll use this darker for kind of the foreground. No right or wrong way on the colors of these. We're just picking green, going with leaves. And this should be nice and easy. We'll add that there. And we'll do both leaves. And there we go. And we know it's fall season right now. So just for fun, I guess I have this on my mind because you know what? Today is, I looked it up on the internet. and it shows things that you could celebrate, like that they have for each day. Today is National Dessert Day. National Dessert Day. So I have desserts on my mind. I had thought of those candies at Halloween time. Now, our next dessert is, do you have a favorite fall? And we're just going to stick with pie. Favorite type of pie you like to have in the fall? Now, of course, there's pumpkin. You know, this is the time of year for pumpkin. Let me see if I can scoot that back a little bit. Pumpkin is popular, but like apple or peach, or do you have any favorite pies that you like to have this time of year when you think of fall? Of course, you could have you could go with just the ones that work any time of year, like chocolate cream or banana cream or lemon meringue. Think of all those, and there's like cherry pie, or what other ones? What kind of pie do you guys like? Pumpkin good for you, or do you prefer something else? Uh-oh, that one got a little bit too close to the edge, so I'm going to trim that one out. I let my die get a little bit too close to the edge, so this one did not quite cut all the way through because of that. So I misplaced the die. What kind of pie would you like to have? Are pumpkin your go-to this time of year, or do you have something else in mind when you think of fall? And it could be any season of pie, but since we're thinking National Dessert Day, what sounds good to you right now? I honestly am not much of a pumpkin person. It's okay, but I think there are a lot better pies, like with whipped cream, or I really like when you heat up peach pie. I think it is. Yeah, peach pie with, put some ice cream on it. Vanilla ice cream. Now we're talking. That's way better than pumpkin. Okay, so I have all these extra dies. I'm going to put them off in a safe spot here on the side. Here's what we've created that first round. We just got to get some adhesive on here. And I think this adhesive is working. I see some extra out there. That is not a good sign. Let me test it on this real quick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this one might be a goner. Oh, no. Oh, no. Let's see if this one works. Okay, that one's okay. So what is your favorite pie this time of year in the fall? Maybe you have some special one you make. But definitely pumpkin comes to mind. But I'm going warm peach with ice cream. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we've got our leaves. Good enough. Oh, that one's a little bit off. We don't like that. Now, if you see any of these fall apart, it's because I barely put any adhesive on it, okay? So I'm just trying to crank things out as fast as I can go in. So a little less adhesive. They should stick together, but sometimes they do fall apart. All right, we got that. Let's go ahead and cut out the base for our... Okay, so you remember when I fold it, you have to fold one sheet in half. And that's going to create the base of our card. And then this would be the inside piece. So we need to run that through here. You can do any side you want, but let's see. Let's put the fold up here. That will be the top. We'll run this through. And then we're going to have to do the same color of cardstock again, but without the sheet folded, right? Remember on a fold it, because you kind of get that little line at the top. That little line at the top. Oh, here we go. So my card base. Let's see how that came out. Good. All right, but see how it's straight edge at the top? We got to get rid of that. That doesn't work. So we get the same color cardstock and the same die. These are tricky though, because some of the time it's hard to line these up to make a match, but we'll figure it out. I'll show you. And then we're just going to run this through again, not folded. One more time. And let's do that. Great, 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 great. And perfect. All right, now the trick is, how do we match these up? Ooh, Hey, match, not bad. Okay, so remember we had the straight line before here on the edge, that goofy part, that covers it up. So that is gone. And we are going to put adhesive on here. We're making a folded card. And we saw other examples where this works just great, right? As a card front, as a background. You could put it on a scrapbook page, all kinds of different ways. So there we have our fold. Now this could be a top, or this looks like it's going to be more of a side based on the way the shape of the card. All right, so we're going side, and we have the base of our card. Now we need to go next layer. We're going to get some little bit. Let's see, what do we want to do? Let's try this one. Do I have enough? Do I have enough cardstock to make this work? It will be close. It will be close. Yes, perfect. So let's go ahead and run this through. This is like the inside piece of the card, the flowery part. Next, after I get this card finished, we're going to do our fun facts, okay, for sunflowers. Run that through. And again, the tricky part can be matching this up. So let's make sure we get it matched up. Now we have the option where we have the ring here. Now, where will this line up? Somebody help me. This is the tricky part for me. Where did those land? Those do not go there. Do not. I'm looking for two. No. Ooh, no. I had the hardest time matching this up yesterday. It does match up, but oh, there we go. Got it. Oof. Okay, so now I know the right direction it goes. I'm just going to get a little bit of something, a different color there for the center. It does cut out this piece, but that kind of doesn't look too great. We could leave it that color if we wanted to, but let's try something brown, a little bit darker for the inside. If I have any brown paper here, I might not. I don't recall seeing any brown. Let's see. Ever notice how whatever color you want to have, that's the one you can't find? This craft will work. That'll be good enough. That will be good enough. So let's try that. Just trying to get a little bit of variety. Again, we're not. And again, this is a part also where the shading would come in. I'll show you the difference. Shaded, right in there, and plain. Looks fine, but if you want to take it to the next level. Okay, here we go. I'm going to run this whole flower through. Now it's going to create the outside piece, which we don't really need. We just need the center. But this die does cut both pieces. And remember how I said there are different colors of sunflower. So you could just make a flower look however you want it to be. It doesn't have to be a sunflower, even though that's what this one is called. You can make it to be whatever you want it to be. Whatever your favorite color is, or whoever you're giving the card to, if they have a favorite color, that could be the color of your flower. So we just want the center. We're going to get that. And we're going to add that right here in the center of that. That should work. Good. We're looking good. Oh, where's my adhesive? Right in front of me. So I don't want to let that get too far away, or I will never remember which direction it goes to. Let's see if I didn't goop that up too much. Nope, I let it rotate. Now I got to spin it around again until they line up. There we go. Whew. All those edges look almost the same. So there's that part. And then we want to add the center there. There's our sunflower. And then let's get our leaves on here. We're going to add a couple leaves to the side. I think that will work. Still on the side over there. Nope, I don't want them to be over there because I got to make sure I'm on the right side. My leaves. Oops, I lost the leaf. Come back. It fell right down here with me. My machine is leaves, sunflower. Make sure I'm on the right side. Yeah, there we go. I'll add this bigger one towards the bottom. Let's see how these look. Might not have enough adhesive on here. I might have to add a little bit more. All right, there we go. Did that come together quick or what? I could extend this out a little bit if my adhesive's hitting. It looks nice. Not bad. So there's the base of our card. You know, we will maybe add some sentiment, do some shading like we talked about clear epoxy on here. A lot you could do with it. But here we have the basic start of the card. Make it super fancy, make it more fun, however you want your card to look. But very, very easy. And I off to a good start here with my simple. Could crank out a bunch of these. You got some special event coming up. It'll work great. All right, that's the Stamps of Life Sunflower Fold It card. Really nice. From June of 2021. June of 2021. If you have it, a reminder for you that you want to use it. Get some use out of that. This would definitely work in combination with, I showed you this slimline base here that I have, but you might have other slim lines. This is a rounded corner that would work perfect for it. Or if you have a large 5x7 card base, you could add it to the front of that, or an A2 card, definitely. It would make any of these cards extra nice if you're making a scrapbook page and you want to just add something flowery and pretty. Perfect, perfect. All right, let's find out our fun facts for sunflowers. Let's check it out here. I'm going to grab that over here on our, it says 8 facts you didn't know about sunflowers. Now, this is a place where they sell flowers, so they might throw in an ad there trying to get us to buy something too at the same time. So watch, if you see something like, hey, you could just buy this right now. That's why. So they're putting this information on here, but they really want us to buy something from them. And we're not shopping with them today, but they gave us this information, so why not check it out? So it says Appleyard, London. Are they really in London, maybe? So 8 facts you didn't know about sunflowers. 8 facts you didn't know about sunflowers. It says, nothing says summer. Well, we're in fall, quite like sunflowers, and they're great for bringing a real touch of season to any bouquet. Bright and cheerful, they look like miniature suns. Sunflowers are incredibly useful. Let's see. Sunflowers are originally from North America. So if we are in United States, Canada, they are native to us. So they've been cultivated for almost 4,500 years. This is partly because the entirety of the sunflower plant is edible. Now, I'm sure some of you, I've had sunflower seeds, but have any of you eaten any other parts of a sunflower? It says you can eat the leaves, you can eat the stalks, you can eat the roots. It can all be used as food. So have any of you ever eaten any other part of the sunflower besides the seeds? I'm guessing not, but maybe if you're really hungry. So sunflowers were grown as food in North America before other crops such as corn became commonplace. So how about that? You could have got a bowl of sunflower at some point. In addition, sunflowers were used to create flour, and their seeds were roasted and eaten. Yeah, we know that, sunflower seeds. Sunflower oil was used in cooking, and the oil and pigments could also be used for various cosmetic applications such as dyes. And the stalk could be used in construction. In construction, what could you build out of the stalk of a sunflower? Wow. The meaning of sunflowers, it says, send them to convey emotions like happiness, warmth, luck, adoration, and friendship. There you go. So kind of cheer. They're the perfect flowers to celebrate a joyous occasion or to cheer someone up who's going through a rough time. Here's a cool thing. Sunflowers follow the sun. Not only do sunflowers resemble miniature suns, their blooms also follow the sun across the sky. They have their own biological clocks, which helps them to follow the sun as it moves from east to west during the day and then move back to the original position at night. That is cool. I love to read how God made all these things. However, they only do this as young plants as it helps them to grow properly. Once fully grown, they stay facing east. So that attracts bees and other pollinators. There's a sunflower having to do with Greek mythology. Who's the guy? I don't know these ones. Clytie and Helios. I thought it had to do something with Apollos, but no. Sunflowers can get really tall. On average, the standard sunflower reaches a height of between 6 to 10 feet. We just planted some sunflowers in a pot by our front door at our house this summer. And I think they got to about maybe 4 feet, but 6 to 10 feet. Wow, we must not have been watering it. The tallest sunflower, guess, 30 feet tall. And it was rather elaborate, and they needed scaffolding to keep it stable. They did that in Germany. The record's been broken 3 times before. There are many types of sunflowers. The most, I won't name these names because I don't know how to name them. But there's the traditional yellow sunflower. There's also red and white varieties of sunflowers. And sunflowers don't always have the typical shape either. Some have ruffled, fluffy blooms like the orange sunflower. Sunflowers can also clean the world. Sunflowers have a remarkably ability to absorb toxins, including toxic metals and radiation. It says after these nuclear problems, the sunflowers help the land recover. I don't know how they know that, but it says they can absorb some bad stuff. So they can absorb all these nutrients. It's believed plants develop this ability partly to make them less tempting as a snack. Like, yeah, if you're a sunflower and you're all full of radiation or something, probably nobody wants to, the bugs don't want to come and eat you, right? This is a cool thing I didn't know. Sunflowers are made up of many tiny flowers. You might think each sunflower is just a single bloom, but each flower head is actually made up by up to 2,000 florets. These tiny flowers are packed full of nectar, making them a great treat for bees as well. So I guess like if you got a magnifying glass or something and you really look like, oh, here's a picture, or maybe this is, no, that's not how they look. But there's 2,000 florets in there. I would like to see that. They're full of nectar, bees love them, and that's it. So I don't know, maybe you knew some of those fun facts, but they said we didn't know them. I didn't know that they absorbed, whoops, wrong page. I didn't know that they absorbed radiation or any of that kind of stuff. And I figured that they moved around, but I didn't know that they only did that while they were younger. So I did learn a few things. Few things were learned there. All right, we're moving on. We are moving on. Let's see our next item, and then we're going to do our crossword puzzle before we die cut this one. All right. So coming up is our game. We will play together. Mini crossword puzzle. I think we're going to be able to do it. We'll see how long it takes us. But this is a fun one called, and let me find our banner for this one. Single scallop. This is the A2 single scallop card die set from the Stamps of Life, August of 2022. August of 2022. 3 years ago. Nice die set. You have a couple of dies that do almost all the work. I'm going to show you how to use those dies. And look at all these decorations you get. All those little dies you get, all those different flowers you can create. Let me see on the website what you get. How many dies do you guys guess? What's your guess? How many dies in this? What is your guess of how many dies come in this one? It's above 10. I'll give you a hint. How many dies do you think come in this set? Don't count them. What would be your guess? How many dies? But I want you to see this large die. That's going to do the base of the card. This one's going to fill in the panels. Okay, so 2 dies. How many dies do you guess? 25, says Barbara. You're close, Barbara. You are close. Ruth, you must be behind us. You're just saying pecan pie now. Sharon says 12. That's a good guess, Paula, 12. It has a couple more guesses. Ruth Debbie says 18. How did you know that, Ruth? Did you go on the website? 18 dies in there. 18 dies in this set. But again, don't be scared. Most of them are just flowers, okay? So that's for decorating. Decorating. And then let's go ahead and check this out on the website. I can show you some ideas here. Let's switch to that. There you have the website. And fun ideas here. These might be different ideas even what I have here in the studio. So this will be nice. So this one is one that is year-round good. Year-round. So here we have a winter idea. That definitely looks summery to me. Videos, summer, there's all the dies you get. Birthday. Birthday's year-round. That looks spring. Hello card. Thank you. All kinds of different ways to use this one. All kinds of different ways. Double check that real quick. Cool. All seasons. This is a good one. This is like one of those basic ones you could use any time of the year. Makes an A2 card. Has 18 dies. Just two of the dies do most of the work. All the other 16 are flower or circle related. Scroll down. There's more card bases there. There's a double scallop A2 card. Oops. Yeah, that's right. Double scallop. So that's a little bit different shape. Elegant edge. These are all A2 card bases here down below. There's a 5x7 box, but a good variety. And let me show you the samples I have here. We might have seen these on the website. I thought these were different, but they might be the same ones. Now that I look at them, I think they are the same. Darn it, I thought I had different ones to show you. All right, let's check this out. So here is happy birthday. Looking nice. Maybe I'll move these a little bit closer so you can see them a little better. Happy birthday. And these open up at the top. Birthday wishes all year long, it says. And so that's a fun way you can use these flowers that you might think are meant for the outside, but you can add them to the inside too. Friends are the sunshine of life. Love lives here, this one says. Whoops. And there we go. Hugs, this one says. Hugs. And it's got a nice little bow on there. Hugs. And I don't have any with this direction, but you can go this way too. So rather than being like a top open, you can open sideways. You have the option to do that. It would look good. And one more, a thank you. That reminds me of, for some reason, the Lakers. They have purple and gold in their uniform and black. So I guess if you're sending it to somebody on the Lakers, that's just my thought. I know that's not what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, oh, purple, yellow, that looks so good together. But I'm thinking of a sports team. All right, so we've got that. But before we die cut, and I'm going to go ahead and set the dies over here, we're going to do our mini crossword puzzle. So I'll read some of the hints. If you know what the answer is, you're going to add it in the chat. Okay, add it in the chat. You're going to say, if you know number 1 across, you're going to put 1 across and then what your answer is. If you have number 2 down, say 2 down and then what the answer is. And we'll see how fast we can do it. I think we can do this pretty fast if we're working all together, right? So let's give it a try. I'm going to find that and I will share this screen with you so you can see what's going on. And then let me make it so I can see your comments. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Got that. Sorry, this always takes me just a second just because it does take a bit of time to get this all lined up, right? I can easily get to the screen, but I have to see what your guys' answers are. So I have to line up everything so I can see your answers and I can see the puzzle. All right, now here is our puzzle. We are gonna do that. Share our screen, mini crossword. Here we go. Now you should be able to see me and the crossword. Yes, here we go. I will read these and then it will start. We will get a timer. See that little timer right there? And we can get hints if we just can't get it going. So here we go. Number 1 across, Swampy Lake Outlet. 5 letters. 1 down, Deli Sandwich, but it only has 3 letters. How about that one? Lung full, number 2 down. That's got to be air, right? I'm going to guess one. Air. I'm going to put in air. Does anybody have 1 across for us? The Swampy Lake Outlet. 5 across is 1 down is BLT. We're going to save that, Sharon, because we got to get one down. 5 down is Lou. Okay. Oh, that fits. That fits. LIEU. So, and BLT's got to fit there. BLT. Good. All right. 6 across. Race pace. And it starts with the TR. 4 letters. 1 down is ham. Ooh. That would have been a good one. But ham does not fit. 6 across is trot. Okay, good. Thank you. Who got that one? Trot. Do we have any other answers? Any other sharp? 7 across is more. What is the question? Philly's mother? No. Mare. Mare. Right? M-A-R-E. That's girl horse, right? Okay. Did we get any other guesses? Trot. Trot. 1 across bayou? No. Yeah, it would fit there. But what is 4 down? Power problem. Oh, outage. All right, so that's got to be right. Out. Whoops. Sorry, we got to fix that. Outage. A power outage. And then what did you say? Yeah, 4 down, Sharon. Good. 1 across is bayou. Good. I was thinking that one at the top was marsh at first, so that really threw me off. Bayou. All right. But this one's weird. What is 3 down? Does anybody know 3 down? A petty officer in the U.S. Navy. Oh, yeoman, Sharon. Gosh, Sharon, you're on a roll today. We could have just let you do this all by yourself. And who else had one? 11 across is Neil. Great. Who said that? Eleanor. Wow. Oops. I said Eleanor, so I started to put an E. 8 down. Does anybody have 8 down? 8 down is eel. What was the question? You guys are too fast for me. Unagi at a sushi bar. Ooh. I never eat sushi. Do you guys eat sushi? 10 across. Agoo. What kind of word is that? Chills and fever. Is that right? I've never heard of that word. Woo! How long did that take? 2 minutes and 50 seconds. That's like a record. You guys want to do one more round or should we stop? 100% in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Tell me in the chat, do you want to do another round or nah, that's enough. You want to go back to crafting? Because that game was pretty quick. We could do yesterday's mini crossword if you want to. Tell me in the chat. You want to do another mini crossword or are you done with games? You want to get back to crafting? I'm letting you vote. You vote. You get to vote. So let's see. Janet helped. And who else helped? Paul, nice job, says. CC said. Who said Sharon? One more says CC. Oh, Barbara says, yeah, one more. All right, let's do it. We got a couple votes. One more round. Let me find yesterday's puzzle, okay? Let me get rid of that. We're going to go back to Monday because I miss Monday. Some of the time I do these on my own, but I did not have any time yesterday. So let's see. Let's see if we can submit the score. Play again. Monday. We're going back to Monday. Here we go. 1 across, feeling of apprehension. 5 across, blank mode. 6 across, Winter Olympics event. This one's a little bit harder. 9 across, ventilate. 10 across, Hawaiian garland. Is that a lay? Lay. I'm going to say L. I think I know that one. Does anybody else have any other ones? Lay is how you spell it. Lay. Vagabond, 11 across. Let me know if you get any of those. 3 down, slot. What is the question for 3 down? 3 down, opening for a coin. Let's try it. We'll put in a slot there. It fits. Any other answers? 10 across is lay. Yeah, we got that. 6 down is salt. What is the question for 6 down? 6 down, Pepper's partner. Good. That was a good, easy one. Good job, though. You got it. I haven't read those yet. 2 down is a ball. 4 down is domesticate. Malicious look is 7 down. Opera solo is 8 down. Do we have any other helpers? 8 down is aria, says Janet. Okay, let's try that. 8 down, A, R. If I miss your answer, I just add it again. Sometimes I can't keep up with all the answers. 4 down is tame. 4 down is tame. Okay, let's give it a try. Tame. Tame. And do we have any other ones? Aria, tame. Slalom. Oh, is that right? Gosh. You guys are good at this. Slalom. Yeah? Do we have any other answers? Anybody? 6 down, salt, lay, slot, But I do know. Are we stuck? 1 across is angst. Ooh, good. Sharon, how do you know all these? How do you know? Are you usually good at crossword puzzles? I always hit a roadblock and then I give up. I get mad. 2 down, ball. Golf. I say golf. How about that? Hey, I could get one. See one in their sports? I can help out. 9 across, ventilate. Air. We might have something wrong there. Air. 11 across, vagabond. Ooh. Oh, we forgot to fill in the tame. Oh, 5 across. Is that right? Is that? Oh, I don't know if this one's right over here. Something seems not right. Something seems not right. 11 across. 7 down, malicious look. Leer, lat. You got any answers on these ones? 2 down is gala. Ooh, gala. No, a gala. Oh, gala ball. Yeah, maybe it's not. No, that would, yeah, gala. Okay, gala ball. That fits, huh? Okay, let's try that. It wasn't golf. The one I thought I got right, I was wrong. Sorry about that. I messed it up. Aerate. Sorry, I almost threw off the whole puzzle. I thought for sure I had it right. Golf ball. 11 across is tramp. Awesome. Oh, you're close, but at least one word is filled in correctly. Keep trying. Which one are we wrong? Which one is not right, you guys? It says one of these is not right. Aerate. Oh, thank you. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Not bad. Review answers. Yeah, why would you think that aerate is spelled A-I-R? Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. All right. We're done. We did it. 2 crossword puzzles in about 6 minutes. Very good. We make a great team. I would have still been stuck. I would have put golf and then the whole rest of my puzzle, I would be like blank. Oh, I did get lay though. L-E-I for the Hawaiian flower. So I would have got one at least right. We're going to stop sharing that. And my alarm's going off. All right, we're moving on. We are moving on. Thanks everybody for your help. You did great. I did not that great. Oh, I have an excuse though, okay? I do have an excuse because I'm a little bit extra tired today because we are behind on it. We're going to have it already, but I had to come in early the last couple days to help with the card kit because we are just running behind. Everything is behind lately. So I had to come in early the last couple days and I did not sleep enough. That's my excuse. That is my excuse. The rest of you did great. Okay, we're going to get out the A2 single scallop card die set. That is what we are working with here. Let me switch our cameras and then get ready. We will, we don't want that one. We need the overhead. If you want to read along with us, if you have a Bible app or you have a Bible you want to use, we're going to use our good news segment next. 1 John chapter 2. 1 John in the chapter 2, almost at the end of the Bible. A good verse to remind us. So you can see, remember how I was telling you, you get, what do we say, 18 dies here? 18 dies. Let me show you. These two do most of the work, okay? The most of the card is done with these two dies right here. These two dies. But look, you get all these extra ones. So if you want to use these flowers, or like you saw some of the samples, some of them have snowmen on them. You could add your own flowers, but these are all available. You can use these if you like. But we're just going to use these two dies here. Let's get a couple cool colors that we haven't used yet today. And there's a couple different ones so we can get some interesting. Let's see. For our base, we're going to use this here. And this is a larger die, so this is one of the ones where Stephanie would say, hey, turn it at just a little bit of an angle. You won't get that skipping from the machine if you do that. Keeps us from getting the speed bumps. And then we just get that with a plate above and below. Oh, a question for you in this segment was, if, we got our store day coming up Saturday. If you lived in Southern California, would you come visit us this Saturday at the store? Now, if you say no, don't worry. I would not get mad or hold it against you. Just be honest. If you lived in Southern California, would you come to see Stephanie and Ken at the Stamps of Life store this Saturday? Would you come visit us? Or would you say, nah, I don't want to go, or I'll just watch the live stream, or I've got better things to do? Hey, it won't hurt my feelings. It won't hurt my feelings. But if you were in Southern California, would you come visit the store this Saturday if you could do it? We hope to see a lot of you. If you are in the Southern California area, we hope that you will stop by and see us. We expect to have a lot of fun, and we're hoping for a good turnout. It looks like the weather is going to be nice. Again, we're getting some rain today, but I think it's going to be all gone by tomorrow. The forecast is showing sunny and like low 70s. So I should have a lot of kind of sidewalk sale stuff out at the front of the store. And then since it'll be a nice day, we'll open up the back door to the warehouse and we'll let some fresh air in there and we'll have some fun. Stephanie will demo. So here we have our base and the panel that would fit there on the front. And I'm just going to add some adhesive to that. So super easy, this one, you guys. So super easy. In fact, it's just crazy easy. Where did my adhesive go? Here's some. Hopefully this one works. I've not used this one. This is like a mystery adhesive. How it got here, I don't know. But let's use it. All right, we're going to add that to the top. Boom. Easy, easy, easy. Now, easy, solid look. Add, decorate your flowers. If you're thinking 4th of July, red, white, and blue card right there. Any kind of color combination you want. Maybe you want to do, let's just do something different. How about if this is red, so, hey, say maybe we are going, maybe we're thinking Christmas card. Christmas card. Let's find something that might work on a card front. This one might work, so let's try that. So we're going to use the same die that we just used for the front, but rather than this solid, which is fine, let's try a pattern and see how it turns out. Let's try, just for fun. Now this might be a little busy for the front of a card, but you could add a block of white or something in the center and put a spot to add some sentiments or something like that. Be up to your own personal taste. Or it'd be also, it could be a nice way to, we'll look at it both ways. Maybe if it's too busy, it could go on the inside of the card. Here we go. We ran our pattern paper through there. And so we're going to switch that out and add some, just giving you different ideas. Use a solid, use a pattern paper, up to you. Before we were thinking 4th of July with the red and the blue, but maybe we're doing Christmas now. And so that could be the front of your card. Now, if you thought that was too much, of course you would have a bow and you could have like the Merry Christmas word. Do I have a Merry Christmas word here? I don't. I had some word, but I think they're happy birthday. But you could add your own words right there. Or maybe, again, like I said, if you thought that was too much, this could also go on the inside of your card. So if you just want to have a little decoration. So your recipient, you have it all decorated pretty and nice out here. And then you open it up and you could have some nice sentiment there or some stamping, and you have a little decoration on the inside too. Which, if you were going to do it this way, you might want the gifts to be that way, right? But you got to make sure your lines all line up. So different options, different things you could do. Pattern paper, if you like, just like that. If you like the, you can also layer it over this way, a different way too. Just gives you a different look, right? Because here you have the edges that match up. On this side, you don't. Different ways you can use it. That is the Scallop A2 single scallop card die set with all those flowers. And again, let me show you one more time all of the cool card samples. Thank you card. And our designers are all using the flower hugs. Love lives here. And you can see some of our designers have some different layers here too. Now, how did this one work? So it looks like they might have double cut. Interesting combination there. That goes that way. Friends are the sunshine of life. And this nice happy birthday one. Lots of different ideas. Lots of different ways to use that one. All right. You might have it. You might have it. I just showed you that would be really nice for Christmas card making. Let me clean up. I've got some mess down here. I don't want to step on all this stuff, and I have a dead, I think it's dead. I think maybe I used all that one up. A dead adhesive runner there, and I don't want to crunch that. So I hope you enjoyed those two die sets today. Again, they are on the Stamps of Life website. I showed you there. If you're looking for them, just type in like single scallop. That'll get you to it easily. And that was for our second item. And then our first item was the fold it, the sunflower fold it. So that is just type in sunflower. All the things to do with that will come up. And what else? I showed you all the fun stuff on the website. Oh, we're making good time today. We had a good time with the game. Thanks again for helping me out. And I'm just using my phone today because I do have, maybe I can show you it, since we're a little ahead of schedule, which is good. I've been trying to get this to get done a little bit sooner each week. So actually this week we might be on time. I'm going to show you this on camera too, so you can see what I use. There's my phone, and this is the Bible app. Whoops. Let's see. Let's close that real quick. So it kind of looks like that. If you've never seen it, it has a verse that you could read each day, and it has a little message. Somebody will give you a message, and you can click down there. That'll get you to your Bible. They have devotionals. That is this section. You can get all that on there. Let me get rid of this other thing here. But it's nice. It's free, and you can download it. It's called YouVersion Bible app. Again, home. What else is there? We saw the Bible part. They just have all kinds of different stuff there. There's a section that talks about prayer. If you need somebody to pray for you, I think that's somewhere in here that you could do that. And you can share it also with friends, and it's a way to make friends, I think, too. And then they keep track of how many times you use it. Like, I don't really care, but you can like earn badges, and I don't know. That part is kind of gimmicky, you know, where it's like, oh, you're so awesome. You read your Bible for 20 days in a row. We're going to give you a virtual badge. But that is the Bible app. Again, if you see it, it looks like, see that little icon right there? That little Bible. It looks like that. Let's see what happens when you open it. Let me close it and open it so you can see what it looks like. And we'll stop goofing around here. Sorry. I just wanted to show you that. Again, it's free. If you have a regular Bible, I like regular Bibles because you can write in them, or maybe I have a notepad with me and I will write on the sides, or I'll make some notes. But you can also add notes here in this digital kind of Bible. They have a section for you to do that, or you can highlight verse. So it looks like that. And then when you download it, it'll look like that. It'll have that Bible there in the middle. Okay, let's go on, and we are going to read together. Let me switch over to me. Great. We are in 1 John. And now I've got to find my verse, because I was not using this app earlier today. I was using it on my iPad, but I can find it. 1 John, and we are in chapter 2. Now it says, one of the things as we walk with the Lord, we should be becoming more and more like him. That's one of the real keys that we've talked about this before, how the Father wants us to be more like Jesus. That is what God is working. And so as the Holy Spirit, when we believe in Jesus, the Bible teaches that the Holy Spirit comes to live in everybody who believes in him. And that could be you or me, whoever is a believer in Jesus. And so the power of God starts to reside in us, and we start to have these abilities to change and be different and to become more and more Christ-like. And that's what God is working in our lives. So let's look at this verse, which is great today. If you have a Bible, 1 John chapter 2, and it's verse 28. This is from the New King James Version. It says, and now little children. Now John is a little bit older when he writes this. He could have been in his like 80s or 90s. John was actually one of the disciples who was very, very close to Jesus. He was with Jesus throughout the 3 years that he ministered here on earth. So he's getting older, and everybody else is much younger than him. So as he writes to people, he writes these letters to them, he also often refers to them as little children because they are younger than him. So he says, and now little children, and it's a kind of a word of kindness, don't you think, when an older person says, hey, little one, hey, my little friend, or however you would say it. It's like he's showing kindness. He's trying to reach and connect with people. And John is known as the how do they say it? The apostle of love, I guess. Yeah, the disciple connected with love. So he says, and now little children, abide in him, and when he appears, we may have confidence and not be ashamed before him at his coming. So the word abide means to remain or to dwell or to stay in connection. So that's the real key word there. We are to abide. We are to remain connected to the Lord. Dwell. So make yourself at home with the Lord. Stay in connection with him. We're to be trusting in him, and we are to be devoted to him. In John chapter 15, Jesus calls himself, I don't know if you remember this, but Jesus called himself the vine, and he said that those who believe in him, we are like the branches. So think of like a big grapevine, and its strength, and it has vitamins and nutrition, and the branches start to grow off the grapes and off the vine, and where the branches are, that's where the fruit is produced. So that's what we're supposed to do. We are connected to the vine, each of us, and the vine is our source of strength, nutrition, water, vitamins, our source of everything that we need to succeed comes from the vine. So we want to stay, as believers, we want to stay connected. We are the branches, but the branches should be producing fruit, right? If there's a vine, then this is thinking grape. They were kind of an agricultural society there in Israel at this time when Jesus was talking. And so they would have this picture in mind. Oh, there's the grapevine and the branches are growing out and the grapes are being produced. It should produce a lot of fruit if we are connected to Jesus, if we are abiding in him. So Jesus called himself the vine. We're the branches. He's our source of life. We want to make sure that we stay connected to him, that we abide with him. Now, if you have your Bible and you just go back just a little bit earlier in this chapter, back to verse 3, there's another little passage talking about this. What does it mean to abide, to dwell, to live with Jesus? So I'm reading this here, going back to verse 3, the same chapter, 1 John chapter 2, back to verse 3. It says, John wrote, "He who says, 'I know him,' and does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. But whoever keeps his word, truly the love of God is perfected in him. By this we know that we are in him. He who says he abides in him," so we're staying, I say, yep, I am believing, I'm connected to Jesus, "ought himself also to walk just as he walked." So we have this example, Jesus, and we are to be following him. We are to be becoming more like him. He's our example. It says we ought to walk just as he walked. That means we ought to do the same things that he does. So that is something for us to check in our own lives. Now, am I becoming more like Jesus? Do I see evidence the way I live, the way I talk, the things I do, how I spend my time, how I treat other people? Is there evidence in my life that I am becoming more like Jesus? There could be some areas that I'm doing good in, but there could also be some areas that maybe I need some work. Maybe I need some help, right? But if we're truly staying connected to him, we should be able to examine our lives. Be honest with yourself. I need to be honest with myself. Am I really becoming more like him? I hope you can see that, some evidence in your life that you are becoming more and more like the Lord. Maybe there, again, like there could be some areas you still have to work on too. We read this story, we're in Genesis today, the story of Joseph and his brothers. I don't know if you know it, but his brothers were pretty tough. They didn't like Joseph. They were jealous of him. He had 11 other brothers, and a bunch of them teamed up to him. They kind of beat him up and sold him off as a slave. He ends up going off to Egypt. And anyhow, they end up meeting up later. And Joseph was kind of testing them to see if they were still the bad guys they used to be or if they had changed. And you know what? As he dealt with them, as he talked with them, conversed with them, he found evidence that they were changing and that God was working in their lives. And, you know, we might have those areas where these guys much earlier when they were younger in their lives, they had some real problems. They were jealous, envious. They got mad. They hated Joseph, all these kind of things. But by this time later on in their life, something had changed. And perhaps, I know as you read that story, they felt guilty about what they had done. And instead of just continue on down on the path that was leading to their destruction, to problems, they changed. They made a change in their lives. And we have the option, the opportunity to do that in our lives. And what's great is, you know what? God wants to help us make those changes. So it's not like we are just off on our own. We're stuck. I can never do it. I can't fix this or change this. You know, things are pretty much impossible by ourselves. But the Bible says that with God, all things are possible, right? So whatever that changes you want to make in your life, if you talk to God about it and you ask him to help you, he's going to do that. He wants to give you the ability to change and the power to do it. So don't think you're alone or that, well, I've always been this way and I just can't be different. If you ask God to really work in your lives and you're honest about that, he can do it. He can do it. And then you will know that you're abiding in him. When you see yourself becoming more and more like the Lord, that's great news. That is really great news. And that's something to praise God for. Whatever good things are happening in your life, let's praise God for that. I need to do that more. When I actually do something right or something good, I should praise God because it's evidence that he's working in my life. And then those times when I fail and I come up short, and I still have those times, and you probably have those too. That's when we need to call out for help. Don't get bummed out. Don't get mad at myself or disappointed. I tend to do that. To be honest, sometimes I get kind of bummed out. Why would I do that? Or why would I say that? But instead, bring those things, those issues, those concerns, bring them to God and see what he can do. If we're abiding in him, he says he's going to abide in us. He's going to live in us. Great things can happen. And so at the very end, it says in John 14, verse 23, this is really a good verse that I wrote down. It says, I think I even have the link for this one because I believe I wanted you guys to see it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So here it is, John 14, verse 23. It says, let me switch over to that. Maybe I can find it. Sorry, I can see it, but I don't think you can see it. Give me 1 second. No, sorry. We're losing our momentum here. Now you can't see it all. John 14, there it is. So Jesus answered, let's get this. This is great. Jesus answered and said to him, if anyone loves me, he will keep my word. My Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our home with him. You see what Jesus said? If you love him and you're obeying him, following him, it says the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they're going to all come and live with you. How we are to abide with him, the Bible says he's going to abide with us. He's going to live with us. That's great. Sometimes in this world we feel alone or we feel isolated and maybe a little bit in this world, but to know that God is with us all the time and he's living inside of us, that's awesome. All right. That is it. I want to thank all of you for joining us today for Take Two Tuesday. We had lots of fun. Remember, our sneak peek is don't tell anybody else. You saw it here. If you missed it, you can rewind and catch that earlier. Check out tonight with Stephanie. She's going to do the Card Kit Club reveal. That will be about 5 o'clock tonight on Pacific Coast time and then 8 p.m. on Eastern time. Now, I told you I am behind on Card Kit, so it's good. We're done a few minutes early because I got to get back there and I got to help get that kit packed. I got to do some shipping. And I want you to have fun. Cece, it's tearing. Just begin to use it. Cece, email the office about that, okay? CC, email the office about that, and they'll see if they can help you, all right? What else? I think that is it. We all had fun today. I hope you had a good time. If you missed the items that we showed today, you can just kind of rewind. And if you want to answer any questions or if you need prayer or you have any other concerns or something you want to talk about, the comment section down below for all of you who watch this at a later time. All right, I am off. Got to get out of here. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you. What episode was this? 91? We got to get to at least 100. All right. Episode 91 today. We're going for 100. And then we'll see what we'll do after that. All right. Have a great day. Thanks again for joining me. I will see all of you next week for Take Two Tuesday, or maybe I'll sneak on for Crafting Corner for a minute or something. I don't know. But that's it. Have a nice day now. Bye. God bless all of you. See you next week.